So, I will explain a little more about using a risk-based framework to ensure the safe use of treated wastewater. So, what are the risk categories and what kind of applications are they being used for? These are a few examples from the Department of Health guideline, which I was speaking about earlier in the blog. An area considered to be high risk could be a place of urban irrigation with unrestricted access. This might be someone's backyard or an open parkland. Communal use water, which is used for flushing toilets or washing machines, would also be put in the high risk category. So the high risk category requires that water would have to be tested weekly for parameters such as E. coli and suspended solids. Other parameters, such as turbidity and pH, are required to be continuously tested. But what about the other end of the scale? Water is considered to have a low risk of exposure if it is used for subsurface irrigation, as well as for irrigation for crops that are edible, which isn't really very common in this part of the world. These areas have lower quality requirements. For example, the suspended solids value is allowed to be 3 times larger in the low risk areas when compared to the high risk areas. Unfortunately, in the Department of Health guideline, the testing frequency is the same for all risk categories. The only thing that changes is the parameter compliance values. In my opinion, a framework would have a greater number of benefits if it also allowed the areas of low risk to have a lower frequency of testing, which makes sense due to a lower risk rating which it has received.